Hi Capricorn, if you want to come on in, have a seat for a little short scry. I've made your scroll here, made in your name and essence. If you want to take a screenshot, so you can scry later on your own time and terms to see what shapes and symbols speak to you, serving and strengthening our psyche and psychic senses. Capricorns, I'm going to take a moment here, cleansing the palette of the eyes, releasing the race and the rush. You're welcome to join me as we open up to perceive and receive symbolic support, awakening your abstract mind and ancient awareness. All right, Capricorn, let's go. Look at this like little hand motion I've got going on here. Interesting. Okay, Capricorn, so this is what I'm digging into. The ink was dropped in your name and essence. So what I'm seeing is when I was a little girl and I was a brownie, like it's one like Girl Guides and all that kind of stuff, and we used to get these patches, and there was one specifically that was like I don't know if it was like a dancer or something, or some sort of fairy. I can't actually remember what it was for, but that's what it's reminding me of, is this manifesting hands, like ribbon workers or hula hoopers of like manifestation. But it looks like you have some sort of fairy ability. And I mean that in a very elemental, energetic kind of way. And it's almost as if your legs are asking, and if not already, maybe you're working with bringing the higher self down into your human feet. So you're really walking your higher self path. And a lot of this is coming in from this empathic emotional energy, or Capricorns, maybe you're being asked to work with, or if not already, fire and water or fire and air. It could be one of the two. There's a hunger, like I can feel it in my teeth, like I'm hungry. Like Capricorns are hungry for something. And there's something in the collective energy. Of course, it's a general reading. Not everything will resonate. But I'm always grateful for the chance to share my story. So thank you for holding space for what I see. There is cardinals, like the bird, but the two cardinals are at like a plant stake, like a stake being put in the ground. So I feel like if there's any sort of vampiric energy around you, maybe you've been feeling a little tired lately, this is being stopped. And cardinal energy birds, and maybe the cardinal symbol has meaning for you, but it's also bringing to the forefront that you are a cardinal sign. Plant that stake and hold your space. There will always be vampiric energy. Like that's how it was so dramatic. There will always be vampiric energies for the Capricorns, because there's something revered in regards to viewing you, Capricorns. Something revered. I'm going to start adding on some oracle while we're here before I flip it to win it as well. And I'm going to continue because you're in a constant state of manifestation is what it feels like. Now this could be part and parcel of the exhaustion phase if there's been anything in your way. Planting that stake and getting back to your roots is how it's feeling like. Claiming your stake of where you want to be here and now. It is not the be all end all, nor is it the bottom line, Capricorns. If it's like, I want success, I want love, bottom line. Okay, but it's actually the growing point. So the stake, you know, when you plant a new or a young plant or seedling or a tree, and you will put a stake beside it to assist it. That's what this feels like. So just claim it. Capricorns, we have here change. Change is in the air, but this is on your terms, Capricorn. Cardinal energy, again, continuously being asked intuitively through the subconscious realm. Remember your cardinal sign. This isn't about being egotistical. If it's received as egotistical, that's one thing. It's almost like none of your business, because it could distract and deter you. So as long as you know that as you claim this stake and say, I'm going to grow with this here and now, and where it goes, how it evolves. We don't try and predict how the tree will grow. We can imagine that planting a little oak tree will turn into a massive tree, and you may not even be there to see the end result, right? But we don't try and control what branches come out, what the trunk will look like, how many leaves it will have. Do you know what I'm saying, Capricorns? And I too am a Capricorn, so I'm absolutely heeding this message to allow it fear. Do not allow the fear of not being able to control the outcome, but to really work within, trusting that the sun, the fire, the water that you will nurture, maybe with tears of joy sometimes, will all bring it about. And you can stand in that center. Fear might have been the vampiric energy. Now, whether or not that fear is within oneself as doubt or unsurety is the word I'm hearing, if that's even a word, insecurity maybe, or just simply from others. But if you feel like you've been having an entity, how there's like an entity behind this person, claim your stake, make the change. And I say this in the werewolf spirit, but transform. It's almost like you can be just as scary as them. Give me a moment. I'm seeing, it's almost like it doesn't want to be said, but I'm going to say it because it feels authentic. If you feel, Capricorns, like you've been kind of in like this hellish kind of space right now. Now, for one as Capricorns, like downtime, rest, though so luxurious, and we can almost be there for, like when we commit to rest and relaxation, it's like there's a commitment to rest and relaxation. But Capricorns, it can also create a holding hell. And I don't mean hell necessarily in the way we might normally perceive it, but that's when also this vampiric energy, just stay here, stay, we're so comfy, cozy, just stay. And like the change, both you gotta focus and go, okay, I've been here, and then lunge forward to say, I can come back here to rest and relax when need be. I will ensure I'm in control to make time for that and contribute to that part of me, but I can't stay here too long. And if you're like me, I'm like, yes, like sleep is the favorite hobby, right? Like you're just like, I want to be here, but also so driven. But we can also be driven in surrendering and sleep to the point where it becomes a holding cell. And it feels hellish because it's actually holding us back from changing and transforming. So it's just simply saying, do that. Rest, but then refocus. Use the rest to refocus and lunge forward. Work with the light and the dark, with the hell and the heaven. All right, Capricorns, we're going to flip it to win it so I can keep this shorter and sweeter for you today, or for us, I should say. Yeah, you've got lions with squirrel tails, and they're holding a line at the top, almost like what is that, limbo? Is that limbo when people hold a bar and then you get to go under it? Dun, 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 dun. I think it's limbo. So if you've been feeling like you're in limbo, it's your line. You actually get to choose how high or low it goes. Capricorns, I feel like you have this ability to go within, like really, really hermit style, where it's almost like so hidden. I feel like you might burn some things away when you're in this hermit space. Give me a moment. I'm perceiving to receive. something in here, Capricorns, just at the side, you might have what feels like an attachment. Also could be, but it feels like it's in regards to a cycle. Like just cycles at the side here. So you're not necessarily dealing with them anymore in the forefront. They're not in the past anymore, but it's almost like saddlebags on your side. Door to value. Door to value. Look at all that red. And that it's bringing me back to like the limbo if I was to turn it sideways. How valuable am I? How valuable is this that I'm working on? How valuable is this relationship or this job? This, that, or the other. And then you go deeper into your subconscious realm. And then this is where like the bat cave kind of opens up and Capricorns get some work done. Like very philosophical and analytical. And then it brings me into something with a long, thick neck and broad shoulders. Like this is where you bear the weight of not only your world, but the world and the way you analyze things for almost like releasing control. Goddess of the moon. Again, change and transformation. This is, oh, thank you. This is where you go intuitively. The ink's still wet. Okay, so when you go intuitively, you're like, I'm going down and down. And the bat cave, this is where your intuition resides. And then once you're working with these saddlebags, and I say that with kindness and care, there's some sort of eyes that open up for you. Second angel, Ariel. And it lightens up. And then you come out. And I'm seeing is it Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, second chakra. You come out ready to re-engage about personal happiness. But again, it's like something when you're in this space, in this cave, Capricorns, in this intuitive cavern, you can't stay there too long. Okay. All right. What else am I seeing here for Capricorns as we get ready to close out? And we're in like nearing the end of November to December, but this is just a little in-between divination dose before I do your full Rorschach for December. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you can keep an eye out for that. The underworld, where all things pause and begin again. How fitting is this, Capricorn? This is what so deep is the energy, because you are a cardinal sign and people feast on it like the nutrients of a pomegranate seed. You can grow things, you can do things in this underworld. You might also be like a psychopomp or working in two different realms at the same time. Subconscious con, all that kind of good stuff. It's like, and there's ice all around the skull. The crystal skulls is also coming through. It's something about your brain. Like if you stay in this pause too long, you become frozen with fear. And I don't know that it's actually fear you have, but it's when they like philosophical, analytical awarenesses can kind of get the best of you. And then that becomes the vampiric energy. Closing out, yeah. And then it starts zombie. It starts to control you, right? It starts to control you. And this is where you change and transform when viewing any sort of, I'll say obstacles, but that's not it. It feels burdensome. Did that word come up? Yeah, okay. Reducing burdens. It does. Like when you think too much about what's going on in the world, even in your world, all the aspects of it, and you're in this wonderful intuitive place, like navigating the depths of your waters and emotions and existence. Like it's seriously philosophical, but it can also be like, okay, well, what's the point? And I don't mean that so blatantly, but Capricorns can be like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just become a zombie and, just kind of move through, and, that's how I'm going to be. But it's almost like, on one hand, if you stay in the pause too long, in the philosophical pause too long, you become a zombie, and the vampiric fear can hold you here. But then Capricorns, you're like, oh, is it just too much? This, cardinal placement of sorts, because it is a theme right now. And you're like, maybe I'll just become a zombie like everyone else. And I'm not saying that as an insult. It's just an option, right? It's an obvious option. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. You can't be upset about that. That's the position some have taken, and it has purpose. When you decide to change and transform and come out of your cave and look at your moon versus being immersed in the intuitive moon, you start to howl type thing. And you're like, yeah, I have value for those that are first and foremost for the self. And I don't say that selfishly, though. Capricorns, it may feel selfish or it may appear selfish. Again, that's not my concern how it appears. It is holding to your understanding that you also have a position that is valuable. And if I may, we'll end here on the sacral chakra. It is about happiness. Your happiness while being holistically human and a higher self, while being a cardinal sign and a student of creation. You are here to explore. Now, whether or not you choose the control of being a zombie, joining the zombies, or choosing your own way of zombie-like. But I also feel like Capricorn, if I may, because also being Cappies can be cheeky, I'm seeing someone who's able to mimic being a zombie so that you can move with them and through them without being caught. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling that. I don't know what else to say it. Like, you're like, yeah, I'm hungry for the same things too. So it's almost like you know how to act when the audience is at that, so that they don't look at you and start eating you. And again, triggering another eating fest and a buffet of your cardinal blood. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Capricorns, as a little pit stop before your December, big Rorschach in a reading. But links below to help a gal grow if you want to buy me a coffee, or the Ice Cry Spirits of Ghost Juice, because I'm hilarious, and PayPal, or different ways to give and get a gift. I'm always so grateful for your awesome abstract awareness and ancient awareness. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.